Hi there and welcome to Apple World. Marjorie Harvey concluded it was the ideal second to seek legal separation from Steve Harvey fortuitous event. Certain individuals think not in truth this entire circumstance is working up a wide range of wild bits of gossip that tie Steve Harvey, the darling T-vost and jokester solidly into Diddy's descending winding. However, we should make a stride back and check how out this came crashing down. This took Sean Diddy Combs into authority. He's found in this video, entering the recreation area, Hi-Hat, lodging in Midtown Manhattan with others. When specialists from country security examinations approach and separate him, they spot Combs under capture and lead him out the front entryway and cuffed, leading in the event that you've been hiding away. Diddy, or as some actually call him, Puff Daddy, has been captured, and we're not discussing a minor offense here. The charges, we should simply say they're serious. We're talking scheme dealing and, surprisingly, more disturbing allegations that have the amusement world wheezing. Yet Diddy's issues don't stop with him. It's like a far-reaching influence. The greater Diddy's fall gets, the more individuals he's hauling down with him. And one of those individuals could very well be Steve Harvey, the person who's been all grins and father jokes on our screens. Maybe up to speed in the same tempest. That sinking Diddy, I think in government court, and for these charges, they would agree that it's daily schedule, yet in the public domain. This is very huge, just from who he partnered did he being and all that we've seen him do throughout the long term. Like you said, this is a remarkable ruin to go from. I mean, we saw the houses back and walk that were assaulted by the federal authorities, so to go from living in those houses to being in the prison, we should rewind a piece for years. Diddy has been a titan in the amusement world structure, a realm from his music vocation undertakings also. His gaudy persona, however, what we didn't see was the clouded side behind all that fabulousness and glit. Diddy's incredible parties, supposed to be the most smoking ticket around, are presently being uncovered for what they truly were: wild, shameful occasions where absolutely everything went down. Furthermore, visitor who's been reputed to join in a portion of these over-the-tubes wires. That's right. In all honesty, Steve Harvey and Stacey, you say the present prosecution peruses like a horde arraignment. What was generally surprising to you of every one of these claims? Definitely the reality. Now Steve Harvey is known for his sharp suits, his inspirational discourses, and being the extreme family man. His whole image is worked around his picture as an independent man who pulled himself up from the roads of Cleveland to become one of the most dearest figures in Hollywood. So at the point when reports began flying that Steve had a contribution in Diddy's of some sort or another's infamous gatherings, fans were totally amazed. Might it at any point be valid? Could Steve Harvey have been important for ASF? Immolar circle that is currently crashing down with it. Extraordinary lodging unit is a 24-hour lockdown unit, and that implies that any development inside that unit is controlled and composed also. No detained moves beyond his cell without being in full limitations to incorporate Uchleg. Ions binds a stomach chain and something like 2 in the event that not 3 staff individuals accompanying them. We should just express where there's smoke, there's generally fire. Individuals are presently guessing, gee, that Steve wasn't simply a guiltless spectator. There are murmurs that he knew much more than he let on, and with the sort of charges Diddy is confronting, it's not hard to envision that a few quite large names are involved. After the entirety of Diddy's not the sort to move solo. He's been hobnobbing with Alistair's for quite a long time. However, why Steve? Why presently? Well, it appears to be that Diddy's capture has opened a Pandora's container of privileged insights, and Steve Harvey's name is gradually being hauled through the mud. And I recall, as I couldn't say whether what his voice seems as though, yet like I felt like I was in a presence of his beast inside. However, what truly has individuals talking is the planning of Marjorie Harvey's choice to seek legal separation is excessively ideal right on the very day that Diddy is taken into authority. Marjorie is as of now arranging to cut attachments with Steve. Maybe she knows something important is going to hit, and she's attempting to advance beyond it. Certain individuals are saying this is an exemplary move to safeguard her resources, particularly with all the expected claims and embarrassments that could be coming their direction. All things considered, Steve's fortune is colossal. He's allegedly worth a huge number of dollars on account of his programs, book bargains, and undertakings, assuming that there's any reality to the bits of hearsay connecting him to Diddy's wreck. You can wager there will be a lot of legal counselors attempting to get the hands on that fortune. Father, this is the end of the Diddy story as far as we might be concerned, yet Here's where it gets much really intriguing. Mirror and Steve's relationship has continuously appeared completely flawless, acceptable, the cheerful couple, who mixed their families also. Showed up on red rug seeming to be they were straight out of a sentiment novel. Well, not so quick in the background. There have been murmurs for quite a long time that things weren't generally so rooty as they appear to be in reality. Bits of gossip about separate have been flowing well before Diddy's capture. Indeed, even happened the general population simply didn't know how terrible things truly were. Blemish the thing that blemish is not telling you business. Okay, currently don't let me start business. And presently with Diddy's capture, it seems to be everything's coming to a head. Their theory that Marjorie's abrupt move to petition for legal separation isn't pretty much closure of her marriage. It's about safeguarding the Harvey realm and vision in the event that Steve's association with Diddy gets completely uncovered and Marjorie's abundance is in danger of being restricted in the aftermath. It seems okay that she would need to get out while she still can get her portion of the fortune prior to everything possibly exploding. The affirmed proof that has been assembled for this situation was from those 2 assaults that were led on his own homes in Miami and Los Angeles. And the arraignment names that, the thing held on to that were that he supposedly made recordings of these exhibitions as that have been named for. In any case, here's where things get considerably murkier. There are a lot of paranoid ideas whirling around that this entire separation may be just a vital move. Consider it. Imagine a scenario where Marjorie and Steve had been arranging this for a really long time, realizing that Diddy's capture was inescapable by petitioning for legal separation. Now they could be attempting to separate their resources from anything that legitimate difficulties are coming in Steve's direction. As such, this could be generally an intricate ploy to keep their cash protected from the inquisitive hands of the law. I saw it posted yesterday on all generally web-based entertainment pages. Cassie battled a claim in New York City against Diddy. She's guaranteeing she was trapped in a decades-long pattern of misuse. And we should not neglect that Marjorie isn't precisely an outsider to embarrassment. Individuals who've been paying consideration regarding her previous know that she's had a few obscure associations before her initial 2 spouses were both associated with significant crook enterprises, which makes it hard to accept that she's simply an honest casualty here regardless. Marjorie knows how to explore tacky circumstances like this, and some would contend she's been planning briefly like this her entire life. Kindly stop quitting disregarding the warnings in your relationship and thinking you can change a man, yet we should not bounce as well. A long way ahead at the core of this show is a relationship that once seemed to be a definitive whole-up Hollywood romantic tale. Steve and Marjorie Harvey have been hitched for north of 10 years, and from the outside, searching in, it seemed like they had it all: notoriety, fortune, and a mixed family that Steve continually spouted about on his shows. Marjorie was by his side during a portion of his greatest minutes. Furthermore, together they appeared like a relentless several moment. Yet what might you get out? Whatever's been the way into our prosperity, the way that you regard me and I regard you. So what turned out badly? Was it Diddy's capture that was the last nail in the final resting place for their marriage? Or had things been disintegrating well before that on the off chance that you dig a minimal? More profound, there are signs that the breaks in their relationship have been appearing for some time. Steve's been recognizably pushed as of late, and there have been gossipy tidbits about strain among him and Marjorie over their funds. Some say that Steve's been hurling himself entirely into his work more than ever, which is in many cases an indication that something's turning out badly at home. Why doesn't the public authority believe he should turn himself in on the grounds that then they can't inquire for detainment, so they go and they capture them? They capture a person who came to New York to turn himself in, whatever the case might be. Marjorie seeking legal separation around the same time Diddy got captured is no happenstance. And maybe she knew what was coming and chose to hop before it was past the point of no return. And can you truly fault her with Diddy's name being hauled through the mud and Steve's name presently possibly being connected to those same embarrassments? Marjorie is doing what anybody in her position would do, safeguarding herself and her fortune. Obviously, there is a lawbreaker examination in progress, and that they accept that there would be proof of wrongdoings in either of these homes. Yet here is the kicker. Certain individuals are saying that Marjorie isn't simply attempting to safeguard herself from the embarrassment. She's been arranging this for a really long time. Truth be told, there are bits of hearsay that she's been looking for an out from her marriage with Steve for some time currently. Diddy's capture recently gave her the ideal reason to make it last her move. Consider in the event that Steve does turn out to be attached to Diddy's ruin. Marjorie can disavow the entirety thing and guarantee she had no part in it. What's more, assuming Steve figures out how to escape solid. Subscribe Apple World for more videos.